Hello everyone. Now in this video we'll see how do we create task IDs. So let's go back to the architecture model and let's create those task IDs. So let's open the Revit file. Now once that file is open, what we need to do now is we need to create a shared parameter. A shared parameter is something that can be shared across the projects. So the way we can create that is to go to Manage, click on Shared Parameter, and the first thing you need to do is you need to select a shared parameter file. This file is nothing but it actually stores all the information of that shared parameter in a text file. So if you don't see any file here, what you need to do is you need to create one. This file, as I said, is just a TXT file that will be created for your company, for your organization. So click on Create and just make sure you create it at a location where you know and we can identify it. So I'm going to put it under BIM video. I'm going to say 4D parameter. Click Save. So once I've created that, you see that it shows that path to file here. Once that has been created, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select a parameter group. Okay. So there's no group here. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on New and create a parameter group. Let's call it 4D simulation. Okay. Once that is done, now you can, and if you have multiple groups for shared parameter, then all those groups will show up here. But just because we have just one, it will select 4D simulation group. Now once you select the group, now you can see that the parameter, creating new parameter option is enabled. So click on new parameter and let's call it task ID. Click OK and click OK. So what we did, we created a shared parameter under the parameter group 4D simulation known as task ID. Once that has been created, now we will bring that parameter into this project. So we'll create a project parameter. So click on project parameter and here you would say add. You'll add a new parameter. Instead of creating a new parameter, you're going to say parameter types as shared, and you can say I'm going to select because we already created a shared parameter. So click on select and that shared parameter you just created will show up here. So select that and click OK. Once that is done, what you can do is you can click on the first one, press shift, and the last one, or you can say check all. So what you're doing is you're applying this parameter to all these elements of the model. So some elements, for instance, you can remove those if you want to. So for instance, some elements such as room, you don't want. Why? Because you will not be exporting room parameter to Navisworks. But anyways, let it remain and click OK. Click OK again. So now if I go to roof and if I click on the roof, and I'll see that it has a parameter known as task ID. So I can give an ID to this roof. So now we can select these elements and we can apply, or we can give a task ID. Now before we do that, let's look at a schedule. So I have a generic schedule, and this schedule is prepared in Excel. Now you can have this schedule in MS Project, you can have this schedule in Primavera or any scheduling software. But what we have here is a task ID column, a type column, a title of the task, duration, start time and finish time. So I have created this, but in your team project or in your individual project, you will be creating a schedule like this. Okay. So in this, if you notice that we have task IDs that is given. So pre-construction is basically your site. Okay. Mobilization is if you have any construction vehicles or tower cranes or anything that will go with mobilization. Then you have reinforced concrete footings batch 1, batch 2. So you can see that the basic task ID is 100, but for batch 1 it's 100A, for batch 2 it's 100B. Okay, if I go to exterior walls right here, and you can see that exterior wall has 3 task ID. So exterior wall for core, exterior wall for drywall, and exterior wall for cladding. So basically the core will be going first in 4D simulation, then drywall, and then cladding. Okay, so like that you can create these IDs, these task IDs, along with the duration and start time and finish time. So this is just a generic, and we'll be using this for providing task IDs. So I arranged windows such that we can see both the model in Revit and the schedule in Excel. So let's start giving these IDs. So let's click on the landform or the site, and the task ID is 1, so give it a task ID of 1. Hit enter. Now as you notice that the task ID is showing up in feet here. So we need to modify that. Why? Because it will create problem. We have to make it a number. So let's go back to our manage, go back and change the shared parameter, and I cannot edit it, so I have to delete it. Say yes. Create a new parameter, call it task ID, and say it's a text parameter. Click OK. Click OK again. Go to project parameter, task ID, and remove it. Say yes. Add another one, shared parameter. Select. Click OK and check all. Click OK. So if I go here and now task ID, if I put 1, it will enter as 1 without any decimal places or any unit.